Antonio Santin. Antonio Santin, 9 December 1895 – 17 March 1981, was an Italian bishop of the Roman Catholic Church. He was Bishop of Rijeka 1933.8, 1938.5, 16, Bishop of Koper, Slovenia 1938.5, 16, 1975.6, 28, Bishop of Trieste, Italy 1938.5, 16, 1975.6, 28, and was created Archbishop ad personam 1963.7, 13, death 1981.3, 17. Life. Santin was born in Rovidno Rovinj, Austria-Hungary, modern-day Croatia, on 9 December 1895 and was ordained on 1 May 1918. He was born to Giovanni Santin and Eufemia Rossi. He was the first of 11 children. He was born into a family of fishermen and his mother worked at a tobacco factory. He attended elementary school in Rovinj. Economic difficulties didn't allow him to pursue priesthood, however, thanks to the help of a priest in Koper, he was able to go to high school and entered the seminary, from which he graduated in 1915. During W1 he continued his theological studies in Maribor and in Sticna. He was appointed priest on May 1, 1918. On May 14, 1918 he was appointed Bishop of Porch and Pila by Trifone Pedizzoli. In 1919 he became parish vicar in Pila. He arrived in the city on the day he passed to Italy. In his 13 years as vicar there, he was noted for his zeal and concern for the material needs of the population. It was for this reason that in 1921 he made propaganda for the PPI. In 1919 he received a specialization at the Catholic Institute of Social Sciences of Bergamo. In 1931 he was appointed canon of the Pila chapter. In 1932 he became the cathedral pastor of St. Thomas. Santin was appointed Bishop of Rijeka on August 10, 1933 by Pius Roman XI, being ordained a bishop on October 29 in Pila. He was enthroned on November 11, 1933 at the St. Vitus Cathedral. After 5 years as the Bishop of Rijeka, he was appointed head of the Diocese of Trieste, taking over the Diocese of Koper Trieste after the authorities removed Luigi Lodosig. During the 1920s and 1930s he worked in what is called the period of consensus between Catholicism and fascism. The Italian episcopate was convinced that it was possible to use fascism for the purpose of Catholic restoration after more than half a century of anti-clerical liberal government. He demanded complete Latinization of the liturgy, thus abolishing the Esace Caveta from Italianska Vita church books from Croatian coastal areas written in the vernacular Czechoslovakian language dating back to the 15th century, containing epistles and gospels that are read at Mass throughout the year, which he considered an abuse. He also sent Italian priests to Croatian and Slovenian parishes, clashing with priests who did not accept to teach only Italian in schools. This caused unrest in the population, with reportedly some even claiming they would switch to Orthodox Christianity. The Croatian and Slovene priests wrote the letter of protest to the Holy See. During his time in Trieste, he also protected the Slovene and Croatian members of his congregation, being moreover conscious of the fact, which he many times reported to the Holy See, that they may stray away from the Church, joining communism. He opposed the fascist process of internment in the first phase of the war. Santin gave signals of disapproval as regards the racial laws and the persecution of Jews. He had previously preached in Slovenian and Croatian, which he knew. He later wrote that he only opposed the use of Esace Caveta, which according to Santin was legalistic and admitted liturgical language because it wasn't Latin, which was the liturgical language. He wrote about the matter to the Holy See, asking that Latin be established as the only language, which was what the Church had always wanted. Santin later stated that he attempted to make both the clergy and the people understand that we couldn't go on with the quarrels that had upset the spirit and the peace of the Sacrofonzeni, and that adapting liturgically to Latin was obeying to the Church. After the war, Santin was accused both in Yugoslavia and Italy of having been too close to Mussolini's government, and that because of that he may be held partially responsible for the process of denationalization in the Julian Watch. His role and responsibility in the process of denationalization of Istria continued to be discussed by historians even after the fall of communism. He intervened several times to protect the Slovenian and Croatian population and sent a letter of protest to Mussolini. On the other hand, he opposed actions of resistance because those caused retaliation. Santin advocated that the Julian March remain part of Italy and later opposed the passage of northern Istria to Yugoslavia. As the Bishop of Trieste, he was very straightforward and had at times authoritarian ways with the Triestine laity. He opposed the Catholics' opening to the liberal left wing, which, nonetheless, came about and produced the election of Slovenian Dušan Rašček to the municipal council in 1964. He remained Bishop of Trieste for a long time until 1975. He died on March 21, 1981.